Well, hello to everybody. Yeah, this is Stephen Carlson. This is the Friday support call, and our host this week is Leah Pearlman. Leah is the co-founder of The Welcoming Way, and you named that for a reason like that. I think I understand, but would you like to elaborate a little bit? I'd be
Yeah,
interested to hear that.
yeah,
And by
I'd
the
be
way, thank you for taking the call.
yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. And thank you all so much for being here. Um, so I've been practicing the Sedona method for about 9 years. And the first few years I found challenging. So we were doing releases and a lot of letting go. And I kept showing up because every time I showed up to the Sedona method, my life got better. And yet when I was in the actual practice of it, every time someone asked, could you let it go? Would you let it go? My answer was nope, nope, can't do that. Don't want to do that. It just kept being no. And then Hale, the steward of the Sedona method, I noticed him start to say more and more often, isn't that just apparently what's happening? Could you welcome that? Could you allow that? I heard it more and more, and I noticed something got easier for me. So the more I started allowing instead of trying to let go, that's what I was doing before I realized I wasn't letting go, I was trying to let go. The more I started welcoming and just allowing, I noticed how much softer I was getting, and that the issues that were arising would just sort of let go naturally in the space of welcoming. So when my co-founder Sharon and I started teaching and sharing the Sedona method, we focused on the welcoming aspect of Sedona method, mostly because it's what I found worked for me. So to bring a little bit more emphasis on the welcoming, while Sedona method puts a little more emphasis on the letting go. And in truth, as Hale always says, they're both kind of the same thing. To let go, you have to open, and to welcome, you have to open. Yeah, so hence the welcoming way. And that said, as we practice here today, you may hear me use words that are a little bit different. Like I might say, would you like to do a group welcome? Where sometimes you might be used to hearing, would you like to do a group release? And that's just mostly because I have that habit at this point. So that said, would anyone like some support or to ask a question or to share? Sanjana, did I say that correctly?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Actually, I have a doubt.
You have, say that again?
Question.
Yeah, okay. You said you have a question?
Yes. I have a habit of overeating. So my question is that is it possible to release the hunger fully, and how?
That's a great question. And yeah, let's explore that a little bit if you feel open to doing some releasing and some welcoming.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so in this moment, when you think about this story that you have a habit of overeating, and I just call it a story because at least in this moment, it's in the past, even up till just a couple minutes ago. So when you think that story that you have a habit of overeating, what comes up for you? Any feelings, thoughts?
Yeah. If I don't eat, I will get sick.
Okay. If you don't eat, you will get sick. And when you think that thought, do you notice any wanting security, control, approval, separation, or oneness?
Yeah, I want to feel safe.
Okay. Yeah, so in this moment, can you just allow yourself to want to feel safe as much as you do?
Yeah.
And do that a little bit more. Just the part of you that wants to feel safe and thinks that eating will keep you safe. See if you can just welcome that. And then now check to see if there's any resistance or fear about overeating. Is there anything like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gaining weight.
Okay. So see if you can just notice the resistance or the fear and any belief that you're gaining weight or that it's a problem, and see if you can just let that be here as best you can.
Okay.
And see if you could welcome that even more, the resistance or the fear about gaining weight. Just notice how it feels in your body to be scared about that or resistant to that.
Yeah, it's very tricky.
Okay, and that thought, it's very tricky. See if you can notice that that's just a thought or a feeling, and see if you can welcome that too.
Yeah.
And then also notice, Sanjana, any sense that this is serious, urgent, important, like you have to fix this or have to change this habit and you have to do it soon. Notice if there's any feeling like that and see if you can welcome that too.
No, I can't.
Good. Okay, so is there some resistance or does it not feel like a problem?
I can't welcome it.
Okay, good. So just welcome your no, your resistance, and see if you can just let that be here, that no. And let that be okay as best you can.
Okay.
Okay, so what's here now for you, Sanjana, when you think about this story that you have a habit of overeating? Might be a feeling, a sensation, a thought.
Can I directly release on hunger or craving that are causing overeating?
Yeah, let me think about that for a minute. So I just want to share what I'm doing to start is for most of us, when we have a habit that we want to change, there's a lot of resistance and judgment about that habit. And as long as that resistance is there, we're going to be rebelling against our own resistance. So a part of us wants to overeat, and then a part of us thinks we shouldn't. And this tension and this fight happens. And so the first thing I wanted to do was start to welcome the part of you that wants to eat and the part of you that doesn't, and start to allow both parts of you to exist so that the fight can start to resolve.
Yes, you are right. I'm actually experiencing this.
Yeah. And we can work on the hunger directly, but when we're trying to release on hunger because secretly we're wanting to control ourselves, control our habit, control our eating, we can't really release because we're secretly have this agenda of wanting to control. So as a
Yeah.
starting place, and we'll do this a few times, and everyone else who has a habit that feels hard to break, you can follow along with Sanjana here. So we're starting on the resistance, and then depending on how that goes, we might look at the hunger at the end in just a few minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this to you, Sanjana, but again, everyone can follow along with any habit that you believe you need to break. So first, can you just notice your relationship with the habit and just let that be here? Any resistance, judgment, wanting to control, fear? Can you just allow that to be here as best you can? And then notice any part of you that enjoys the habit, even just a little bit, that there's something about it that's comforting or soothing or feels safe. And see if you can just let yourself enjoy the habit as much as you do, just as much as you do, no more, no less. And then again, let yourself judge the habit, resist it, want it gone, want to control it as much as you do. And really let that resistance bloom in your awareness. Let it be here, full permission. And then again, allow yourself to enjoy the habit, any part of it, the familiarity, the soothing, the flavors. If there's anything you like about the habit, see if you can just let that be here, just as best you can, and just for now. And then one more time, just bring up any resistance you have, any belief that it's not okay and it has to change and you have to do something about it, any wanting control. And see if you can just let that be here as a feeling. And then see if you can zoom out a little bit and become the awareness of the part of you that enjoys the habit and the part of you that despises the habit. See if you can allow both to be in your experience. And do that a little bit more. Just allow the attraction and the aversion to coexist. And just noticing that what you are is aware. You're not controlled by the habit, you're aware of the habit. So I'll just check in with you one more time, Sanjana. How's that feeling now?
It's better than before. There's a relief.
Say that again.
I'm feeling a relief.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And I'll move on to the next person in just a minute, but I just wanted to offer you, you can do this same thing when hunger's arising. So when you notice hunger's arising, especially if you know maybe that you've already eaten and maybe you don't need more food on some cognitive level, like there's some part of you that thinks you've had enough. The way I work with that urge to overeat is I give myself full permission to want to eat as much as I do. Let the hunger be allowed, and then full permission to not eat, and then full permission to eat, and full permission to not eat. And I just allow both of those parts to arise, and then I may eat and I may not eat. But I notice when I give myself full permission for both, I start to have more choice, more ease, more freedom. And that compulsive hunger doesn't come up as often over time.
Okay, but when you give permission to eat or not eat after releasing,
That is the releasing. So I'm allowed to eat, I'm allowed not to eat. So I'm releasing resistance. By giving myself full permission, I'm really allowing the feeling of hunger and allowing the wanting to not overeat. And I just keep allowing until the tension has let go.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, have fun with it. Mary.
Yeah, hi. I love your approach because I've done a lot of welcoming myself. So I would love your when food came up, wasn't thinking about it, but I would love to get your help with a situation. I've had lots of health problems over the years, and when I'm extremely stressed out, my digestion just seems to just like lock down and I can hardly eat. And last November, I had one particular day that I was extremely stressed out, extremely angry about something. I've done a lot of releasing on the anger, but I'm still only able to eat right now oatmeal with a little bit of protein powder in it. And that's all I've been eating 24 hours a day. I'm even actually taking a little bit of medication to help with the stomach pain. So I would just love um, your help in maybe looking at this in a different way. But I would love to get, because I actually right now hate eating. Um, because it's only oatmeal. I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
You know what? I want some variety back. I enjoy eating, different foods, and would just love your assistance with that.
Yeah, great. So in this moment, when you think about everything you just shared about the stress and the eating and just getting to eat oatmeal and wanting more variety, as you bring that whole story to mind, what does that bring up? Any emotions, thoughts,
Anger. Yeah,
anger?
I'm still really angry that it happened. It was a situation that was out of my control, that I shouldn't have been involved with, and that it's still going on, and that I'm now even having to take medication just to be able to, yeah, keep my stomach calm enough to even able to eat oatmeal, and
Yeah,
that it hasn't resolved yet. It's just been so long, and yeah. So I'm still really angry about it.
yeah, okay. So I also hear, tell me if this resonates, it sounds like resentment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So first, see if you can just allow the most innocent part of yourself, the one that feels like it's been really abused by all these circumstances. Just let it feel as resentful and angry and hurt as you do.
Wow, that's really good. I I don't think the word resentment's ever come up with this, and that is so resonates deeply with me, and the hurt part of it too. I don't think it's come up before, and that resonates with me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah. So allowing yourself, Mary, kind of the adult self, to hold in your awareness this hurt part, and see if you can just allow the hurt, the anger, the resentment, and the love, the care that you have towards yourself. See if you can let that all be here.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like a pig, just a big pot with a big spoon in it, just all these emotions being stirred up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then see if you can take a moment. So we're not diminishing the emotions in any way, but see if you can notice them just as emotions and let go of any sense that they're serious or they mean anything. Actually start to experience them just as energy moving in this moment. Does that feel available?
Yeah. Yeah.
And see if you can do that even more. Just allow all the energy that gets locked up in hurt and resentment and anger and even love. Just letting it flow as best you can without trying to make any meaning about it.
Okay.
And as you do that, just check to see if there's any wanting to do anything with or about these emotions, including get rid of them, figure them out, hurry them along.
Yep. All of those.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, these feelings are usually pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so just let it feel as uncomfortable as it does, and let any wanting to hurry it along be here.
That's good too, because yeah, I do want to hurry it along. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then see if you can just open to the possibility that these emotions, these feelings don't need you to hurry them, that they'll go on their own when they're ready, and just see what that brings up.
My immediate relief.
Oh,
Immediate relief.
yeah.
The second you said it, it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because I think I've been trying to let go so much. Yeah, I keep like trying to push them away, hurry them along. And that feels so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the sneakiest things sometimes in this work of letting go. It really works. And then we usually need to check if we have an agenda for actually trying to control going on, is when we're trying to let go at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That resonates with me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So from this relief feeling, if that's still here, allow yourself to bring to awareness your current diet, the oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
And what comes up when you think about what you've been eating?
I hate it. I don't look forward to eating at all. Yeah, I dread, in fact, I dread it.
Okay.
And then there was a period when things were really bad. Uh, a month or two even after it happened, I literally was gagging and dry heaving over just even attempting to take the medications that I do need to take. And sometimes even just looking at the oatmeal, I was gagging and dry heaving. And fortunately that has resolved. But yeah, I think now about eating and oatmeal, and it's just like, blah, I just don't eat. I would almost rather not eat than to have to eat it. But I need it to maintain strength, some strength and energy, and to be able to take some medications that I have to take.
Yeah, so allow yourself to bring that memory to mind of dry heaving, taking the medication and the oatmeal. And see if you can see how that memory is living like a kind of nightmare.
Yeah.
And then also see if you can notice that that's the past. It's over.
Yeah, most of it's the past, but I'm still eating oatmeal. So should I try to visualize that being in the past as well?
Well, first of all, are you eating it right now in this moment?
Not in this second, no.
Yeah, so just starting to notice that you've had this whole drama with oatmeal and all of it, at least up until this second, is in the past. Just noticing that.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
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 And that past story is kind of creating a bit of a horror or a fear about what might happen in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
can see that.
yeah. So, and then there's a part of you, I heard you say, that knows you need to eat it for sustenance, at least for now, or believes that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this might be a little bit tricky, but we're just going to go back and forth a few times. And
Okay.
I'm going to let anyone on the call, if there's anything that you resist and you feel like you need to do, but you resist it and you feel like you need to do, you can follow along with Mary and I. So allow yourself to resist or hate or dread the oatmeal as much as you do, Mary.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy.
And then even if it's just 1%, allow yourself to feel as grateful or as open to eating it for the sustenance it provides. Allow yourself to be open to that as much as you are.
Okay. Yeah.
And then let yourself resist it as much as you do.
Okay.
And then let yourself be as open to it as you are.
Okay.
And then let yourself resist it.
Okay.
And then be open to it, at least for now.
Okay.
And then just see if you can bring up, access a little bit of neutrality, a sense that this is just what's happening just for now.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually feels good.
Yeah, so then just do that a little bit more. And this is a way of sort of letting go of the sense that it's a problem or serious or significant. It's just oatmeal, just for now. It's just being sick of it. And see if you can just let that all be okay.
Yeah, I feel like I can.
So then one of my invitation might be the next time you're eating, if it does happen to be oatmeal, although be open to the possibility that this releasing might have shifted something and you might be able to eat something else. Just be open to that as a possibility.
Absolutely. As I was eating my oatmeal this morning for breakfast, right, waiting for the call to start. I have a chiropractor appointment that I'm going to, and I was picturing driving through Jack in the Box
Okay.
for lunch on the way home, and just
Okay.
had that picture in my mind of, okay, anything can happen anytime. So I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking about asking for a release today, but when you said that you had a little bit different approach, and then when Sanjana brought up, food issues, I thought, gosh, this would be wonderful to get some help. So thank you. That feels so much better. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thanks for raising your hand, Mary. All right. So who else has something they'd like to ask, share, or get assistance with?
Hi, Leah, it's Maxine.
Hi, Maxine.
How are you?
Good. Happy to hear your voice.
Yeah, I would like some assistance. I'm having just some warring thoughts about my management at work, and I'm feeling resistance using the cleanup process. I've used it once and just expected the war to be over with.
Mhm.
So I'm just noticing some resistance, and I'd like some help with that if possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So to be more specific, let's kind of focus on my war against Paul, towards
okay,
Paul. Let's
okay,
let's go there. Right.
okay. Well, I heard you laugh a little bit. So I'm just going to invite you, Maxine, first to start with any part of you that sort of enjoys this war with Paul. Maybe,
Well, the laugh is it doesn't have anything to do with Paul. Paul is just bringing up
yeah,
all of
okay.
my feelings around, being avoided and feeling a sense of people, avoiding me or feeling left out or not
Yeah.
feeling valued. So those are feelings that were there before Paul. Paul is just helping me.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Yeah. So that's the laughter.
Okay.
And yet in my mind, thinking of him, I just it's not very kind.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, I'd like to let go of that.
Well, what I'm hearing as you're talking, Maxine, I'm hearing kind of two parts of you. There's one part that's incredibly wise and
Mm.
clear and mature about what's going on. And there's another part that's feeling hurt and slighted and left out. Does that feel right?
Oh, yeah, that's it exactly. Sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the wise one to maybe step back a little bit, just so we can allow the one that's feeling hurt to get some attention.
Well, if she can get some attention on the call, that beats a blank. She's not getting any at work.
Okay. Now she's the center
She'll
of
take it.
attention.
Yeah, she'll take it.
Yeah. Aw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sort of direct my questions specifically to this part of you. So when you think about Paul, and again, we bow to Paul, but we're going to use him to access these feelings.
Mhm.
So when you think about Paul and how you feel, what does that bring up? Any emotions, thoughts, or images?
Yeah, it brings up a lot of sadness.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of just this, I think it's pride, feeling left out, um,
Good. Yeah.
feeling invisible. Yeah.
Yes. So in this moment, does the sadness and the feeling invisible feel welcome, or is there some resistance to that?
Resistance.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Mm.
Yeah, so just let yourself resist the sadness and the feeling of left out as much as you do. Let yourself not want to feel it.
Okay.
And then see if you can notice that it's happening anyway, whether you resist it or not.
The feelings just got a lot lighter, so it's a little
Okay.
more challenging to access them. Like when I first got on the call, definitely, and when I first started talking about it, describing it, they were right there. I mean, my eyes were holding back tears. But now, as I'm trying to access the resistance, it's a little more challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. So let go of trying to access it. This is one of the things that's so amazing about this practice is sometimes just by bringing it into an awareness, that's all it was looking for, to be seen, and then it can let go. So we'll just check. Imagine going into work or your next interaction with Paul, and is there any part of you planning to feel left out again?
Yes.
Yeah, so that planning to feel left out, there's something that's kind of wanting to keep this war with Paul going. And just check to see, is there any wanting security, approval, control, separation, or oneness?
Yeah, definitely wanting control. Yeah, I want to kind of bring it to his attention that I recognize how he's been avoiding me. Yeah, so I just, yeah, feel like I really want to make him wrong
Yeah.
in this interaction. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
so control, definitely.
Yeah, and what would you have if you made him see? What would that give you?
Just in a very warped sense, I would have some kind of validation.
Yeah.
And I think I'm also kind of seeking some kind of approval that, I don't know.
Mm,
Yeah, so definitely thinking that if he sees that he's doing it, that maybe he would include me in some of the work projects that I used to be included on.
okay.
So I'm wanting to feel a part of the team again.
Yeah, okay. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of holistic welcoming here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go a little more quickly. We'll just go back and forth. But let yourself want to be included and a part of the team as much as you do.
Yes, got it.
And then when you think about Paul, let yourself want to feel as separate as you do.
That's easy. Got it.
And then let yourself want to be included or a part as much as you do.
Okay.
And let yourself want to be separate as much as you do.
Okay.
And let yourself want to be one with the team as much as you do.
Okay.
And any part of you that wants to be separate, keep him at arm's length. Let that be here as much as it is.
Okay.
And then see if you can open to the possibility that you're both included and separate, that both are already true.
Yes, got that.
And then to take it one step further, try on the possibility that there's not a problem, that the mind is active, but other than that, without what you're thinking and believing, there might not be a war. There might not be a problem.
Very true. Yes, I got that.
So
Well, let me say this. I mean, I don't have any evidence that there is a war happening.
Yeah,
He hasn't directly said anything yeah, so
Yeah.
no proof.
yeah, great. So just sort of allowing the feeling of a war to be here. And then what we've been doing is starting to let the feeling of the war go. And what happens if you open your heart towards Paul in this moment? Does that feel available?
Yes, it does.
And then open your heart towards the part of you that's been feeling left out by him.
Mhm.
And then open your heart even more towards this whole situation. And then just open to the possibility that this may be resolved, that there's nothing else you have to do. Just show up and see what happens.
I'm feeling fearful about that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So does that fear feel welcome?
Not until you just
Okay.
kind of suggested
Yeah.
that I.
It's a leading question.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, so just letting the fear be here. And what's here now when you open to the possibility that the war is over? Might be more fear or something else.
Actually, there's some curiosity here, just like an open slate,
Yeah,
like not knowing.
yeah,
Yeah, which feels a lot better than the fear and the warring thoughts. Yes.
yeah. That it sounds like some courageousness to me, like I'm some willingness to open to an unknown, what's going to
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah, lovely.
Mm.
Mm,
Thanks, Maxine.
thank you.
Barb.
What a perfect theme for me. I'm very
Okay.
tired. I kind of slept through it, but I heard the beginning and the end. Maxine, thank you so much. Um, so I have a tug of war because I'm starting my shift in an hour and 12 minutes or something like that with Lufthansa. Most people know this, um, and I want to quit. I cry every day and cry every night, but I will lose the money of the training in January and February, and I don't want to lose it. So my one colleague says I have to stay on the rest of this week, which is today and Sunday, and next week. Other colleagues say till the 18th of March, I'm going to pull out my hair. So I'm thinking of staying till the 14th. And I got to get through tonight because I really don't know what I'm doing. And last night was a big mess. And I cried. I couldn't sleep all night, had nobody more to talk to. It's just every time I want to do it good, it's just a mess. So I just want to get through tonight. So I want to let go as much as possible. And I have a boss with the war, just like Maxine, keeps going on my nerves. I had today, most of today free, and he keeps asking for this and for that and every day. And blah, I can't stand it anymore. You know, I'm trying to get through this rest. I didn't know it would be this difficult. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I want to get through this shift tonight in the next 13 days.
Yeah, okay. What emotion is here right now, Barb, when you share all that?
There's aggravation and there's sadness, and I'm really mad at Lufthansa for like really not allowing people to get trained long enough. When the guy last night told me it takes 8 months, and all I've done is 30 hours, 8 months to learn. Like it's just a lot of freak out, you know?
Yeah,
And making all these mistakes, it hurts. Like I got a lot of pain. I want to clear everything up where there's a mistake, you know? Yeah, so all that.
yeah, okay. So I'm gonna see if we can break it down a little bit so it feels a little less overwhelming and a little bit more simple.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. So
Mm.
what we're gonna do is put the whole story, so all the mental stuff, Lufthansa, the amount of training, the amount of days you have left. We're just gonna see if we can move that all onto a shelf for a minute and we'll get to it.
That sounds good. I like that.
Okay.
By the way, can I just mention something? I read the bio for you where you said you opened the door. And when I read that, I felt like an open door. It felt magical to me.
Oh.
Oh, it felt so good. So thanks. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that Stephen shared that.
Oh, thanks, Barb. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we're gonna put all the story on the side. And when you
Mhm.
think about going into work tonight or the next few days or the next few months, see if you can just isolate the feelings, the emotions, the sadness, the aggravation. And actually, when I hear you, it sounds like a little bit of panic.
Yeah, I'm definitely everyday panicked,
Oh, yeah. Okay, so see if you can just allow those feelings to be here, their energy moving in the body,
Yeah.
and just start to let those feelings be here. They're happening anyway, so there's actually nothing you need to do except start to put your attention on them as energy.
Okay. Mm.
And as you do that with strong emotions like this, it might feel a bit strong or overwhelming.
Yeah, it does. In my
Yeah,
stomach.
okay. So see if you can allow yourself to notice it and allow it,
Mhm.
even to the point of being almost too uncomfortable.
It's here anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and normally what happens is we get uncomfortable with our own feelings, so we jump back into the mind and start telling a bunch of stories just to get away from the feelings.
Mhm.
But instead, these feelings are happening, so we're just going to let them be here in the body.
Mm.
And just see if you can keep your breath going, just allowing the sadness, the panic. And as you do that, just notice any sense that anything happening here is serious. And just let it feel as serious and meaningful as it does.
Yeah. Yeah. That really hurts.
Mhm. So is there a hurt feeling here now?
Yeah, there's a lot of pain there, like
Yeah.
especially in my stomach.
Okay.
Unresolved situations with passengers and animals, and
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
yeah.
So just giving yourself a ton of love and compassion for how hard it's felt.
Yeah.
And see if you can do that even more. Just
Okay.
really acknowledging how hard it's been for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just do that even more.
Yes.
So as you're doing that, see if you can also put a little bit of attention on the space in the room you're in. Let yourself be
Mhm.
held by the space.
Mhm.
And just notice that the space around you doesn't judge, doesn't resist, that all of you is welcome here.
Okay.
And let yourself do that even more.
Yeah.
And then try this on, at least as a possibility, that what you are, Barb, is that space, that you're able
Mm.
to hold all these feelings and thoughts.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
you actually have the capacity to take on the next month or two, whatever comes. Does that feel true?
Mm. No, 14 days and I'm gone.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah. Great.
Can't
So,
go on every day crying.
yeah. But just notice the courage and the strength to take on the next 14 days
Yeah.
and see if you can actually appreciate that about yourself.
Yeah, I've done my best, and that's why it hurts.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
I try to help them, and then there's all these mistakes, and
Yeah. So, and just notice the mind is coming back in.
yeah.
We're just going to move it aside and just let this sadness be here. Almost like a crying baby doesn't need words, it just needs to be held.
True.
Yeah. And just keep your breath going, just moving this sadness through, just as welcome as anything.
Thank you.
Mm. See if you can open to the possibility that even though the current situation is nothing like you'd choose,
Mm.
that in a bigger sense, you're held in love.
Mm. That's sweet.
Just opening to the possibility that your boss and your customers, even when they're at their worst, you're still held in love.
Mm. Yeah, most of them are really nice, but
Oh,
they always are really nice. But yeah, most of them. But
yeah. So
it's
just
just
let that in too.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a lack of my my knowledge, and I don't have enough knowledge,
Yeah.
So
That's a really frustrating or experience.
very,
Yeah.
very frustrating. I can't tell you. I love animals more than anything else in the world. And yesterday I was supposed to book in a animal, and anyway, it all went wrong. It's a long story, but anyway, I couldn't sleep all last night because of it. And it's in my heart today.
Oh. Yeah. So again, just letting that emotion be here and letting it and you be held in love. Your frustration, your disappointment, your lack of sleep. Just letting it all be here.
Thank you.
So when you think about going into work today, what's here now?
There's still resistance, there's a lot of resistance. The only good thing is this one lady who helps out tonight is on shift for 3 hours, 3 of my 4 hours. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so let yourself, we're just going to go back and forth again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let the resistance be here. You're fully allowed to resist a job that you're not enjoying. So just let
Mhm.
it be here. That's appropriate reaction to something you're not
Mhm.
enjoying.
Yeah.
And then just let yourself feel the appreciation of this woman that you're going to be working with.
Mhm.
And then let yourself feel any resistance, all the resistance.
Mhm. I just have to add that it's a love-hate, and
Yep.
it's something that needed to be resolved from quitting an airline job 15 years ago, and now I know why I did. And so this love and hate is back again, and it's just everything I love is kind of taken from me because of the pressure and lack of knowledge. And yeah, it all comes back to frustration, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So just letting that whole history, that story of everything that's come before, be a part of this too.
Yeah.
And just notice that that's just kind of playing into the resistance. It's a piece of the resistance.
Yeah.
And then I heard you say love, love, hate. So just any love that's here for any part, the customers that are kind, the woman that's helping out,
Yeah.
just let that be here.
And you for helping out, and
Aw.
Stephen for holding this call, and everybody else.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So just to end, Barb, I just want you to invite you to notice how big your heart is.
Oh, that's sweet.
I've felt it in your sadness. I felt it in your gratitude.
Mm,
Just notice the only reason you're feeling so much is because of how much your heart is open.
that's sweet. Thank you.
Does that feel like a good place to stop?
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Barb. Thanks for raising your hand. So I'm just going to check in with you, Stephen. Do you think we should wrap up now or see if there's one more? What's the timing?
I don't know. Is there one more person? Maybe we should just ask, huh?
Let's ask. Is there anyone else who'd like support or share or get assistance? Oh, thanks, Binta.
Appreciate that, Binta. Well, I don't know. The other looking kind of, I don't see any hands up. Do you?
No, I think we'll
That could be the perfect
let that
time.
be enough. Okay.
Yeah, this is the time where I get to thank you for hosting the call and doing a terrific job. We got somebody entering on a waiting room. Let's see what happens. I don't know. But this is the end of the call. Perfect. So anybody who wants to unmute and say thank you or say goodbye or hello.
Thank
Thank you
you.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much, Leah.
you.
That was wonderful. Thank
Well,
you.
My
lovely,
Thank you. Thank
lovely, and
you.
another,
Bye.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Leah. Great job.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Nice.
Thanks, Stephen.
There we go.
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
All right.